What's up, everybody? Thursday Throwdown coming to you guys here for the Atlantic Coast Football League. My name is Jim Flanagan, and we got a great show here, fellas. We had a Hail Mary answered, a miracle in the West Rock facility this past Thursday, plus a epic battle between two undefeateds, which a lot of people are calling a prediction of the championship game for the indoor. Plus, in the South Touch, ACFL South, we had a 10-yard fight continuing to stay perfect, 3-0. Legit? We'll let you guys know what we think. And also, I'm going to try my best here to convince my partner here that the Jokers are the team to beat here in the South. Plus, are the Wolverines still winless? All this and more here on the Thursday Throwdown show. Ladies and gentlemen, my partner, Giant918.
www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Look, guys, Jim Flanagan just stated this over here. He's at a remote location, man. His lighting sucks ass over there, guys, but we got plenty of things going on today. He said it before. There's a Hail Mary answered in West Rock over there in Nyack, New York. Make sure you guys check us out on ACFL Films over there on YouTube. Click the like buttons. Give us the feedback. Shout out to everybody on ACFL.net as well on the message boards over there, man. Giving us lots of feedback over there as well, man. So we want to give a shout out to you guys as well, man. Lots of things going on tonight as well, man. We got games going on tonight. Express versus Revolution. And we got NPI versus the Punishers, man. So we'll go over our predictions later, man. First, we're going to go through this Thursday, this past Thursday, man. It's the miracle that I predicted correctly. I don't even know how I did it, guys. But it's absolutely fantastic, man. And NPI, with the new quarterback this weekend, they get on the board early. It's late 14-7, late in the first with the big fourth down call for Revolution. Inside their own 20. They decide to go for it for a deep bomb, not only get the first but the second score, and that's at the half. So then late in the game, NPI, go ahead.
Yeah, just to throw, epic battle. I mean, both games were fantastic this past Thursday. You mentioned the new quarterback there for NPI. Looked pretty good, man. Looked pretty good there for NPI. 14-14 and a half. A ballsy call there by Revolution early in the game. It was before halftime there. They're down 7, and they decide to go for it. But, Giant, if you got McLaughlin on there in your back, man, why not? And
it's an easy decision to make. I absolutely agree, man. He was on fire last week, man. So, I mean, just an incredible quarterback, man. So, we'll see, man. But that was definitely a big, gutsy call, man. And it ended up working out well for them, man. So then we get late into the game. NPI throws an interception. Revolution scores and convert a 2-point conversion to go up 8. So it's 22-14 at that time. NPI responds right away, but not able to get the 2-point conversion. So they're down by 2 points. 22-20 with 2 minutes left. NPI needed to stop. Revolution goes 3 and out. They come about 5 yards short of the first down and decide to punt it. Why do you punt it over there, Jim? I don't understand that decision.
Well, when NPI missed the conversion, Giant, on there, they were still down 2 at this point. So Revolution's got the lead. Not much time remaining at this point, Revolution didn't do a great job in trying to kill the clock there. They had an incomplete on 3rd down. It brought up a 4th down situation. Now, as we mentioned earlier on here, they went for it in their own zone before the half. Now it came up, they were only about 5 yards short of the first down here. I don't agree with this decision here, especially you got one of the hottest quarterbacks on the team, Giant. You're telling me he cannot pick up the 5 yards on there. If I got McLaughlin on my team, man, on here, I'm not taking my best player off the field.
I mean, can the wide receivers, can they get open for 5 yards? Come on, man. They got the hands, right?
Not even that, man. The guy could scramble. The guy could also scramble for the 5 yards. The reason why I didn't like, I understand why what they did. They wanted for NPI having to drive all the way down to try to score, with not much time remaining. The problem with that is on here, Revolution defense was not playing so good this game, man. NPI just scored, answered right away, and now you want to give them the ball back. I didn't agree with that on there. If you go for it in your own zone, why not go for it? The worst thing that could happen on here, they don't pick up the first. But it doesn't end the game there. NPI still's got to score, and they won't be able to get a first down. So that works out. Plus, if you punt it in the indoor, there's no punt. The team just gets the ball. So you're not wasting any clock at all. And where time is a factor on here, I don't know what was going through. I don't know why they decided to punt. They thought the defense was going to stop them on there, that the NPI had to drive it all the way down. But even though with that, man, you're letting them still have the first down on there, and you're giving the other offense. Why put the other offense on the field when you got the best? I don't care what they say, Giant. McLaughlin it's not Kenny, man, from second gen. It's not Hollywood. McLaughlin, you look at the stats, man. You look what he performed. Another game here, he had 3 touchdown passes in this game. No INTs on here. Why not go for it? Worst case, you turn the ball over, and they still got to score on you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a terrible decision, and it absolutely came back and bit them, because this is the miracle that you described at the beginning of the show, Flanny, and this is the miracle Hail Mary that MPI connects and wins with no time remaining, 26-22, the final. What an outstanding job and by MPI, so shout out to MPI. What a comeback over here, man. And shame on Revolution, man. They should have absolutely crushed these guys. For them to even allow them to be in the game as much as they did is absolutely disgraceful. Hopefully they hang their heads in shame and they get it together this week, man, because they're going to have a matchup next week, man, against Express, Flanny.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, this Revolution defense did not play well at all in this. I thought in this game, they gave the quarterback NPI a lot of time to throw. The protection was absolutely great for NPI. I mean, he was picking them apart. And then here, it's the last play of the game, Giant. There's no time remaining. After this is it, man. So your defense got to go back, man. And now, I've seen a lot of miracle plays. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen. A guy jumps up, makes a crazy catch, or the ball's tipped and it lands into the receiver's hand. The problem with this one, Giant, it was none of that. It was none of that. The ball was thrown right at the guy's chest. Where was the defense, man?
Oh, you guys could take a look at the replays, man. It's absolutely clear. Totally blown coverage, man. Wide open. The receiver might as well have had a cup of coffee while he was running the route. That's how wide open he was, man. No sense of urgency whatsoever by the Revolution defense. They need to get their shit together, man.
I agree. And they got to put a lot more pressure on the quarterback on that defensive line. But somebody had to be back there. There was nobody. The guy farthest back was the receiver. And, when that happens, result, touchdown, and NPI gets their first win of the season here in the indoor facility. And they're at 500 right now at 1-1.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go on to the epic matchup of the game 2 of the undefeated teams. Straight up classic, man. This is probably the game of the week, man. Everything it was expected to be. 2 great quarterbacks and playmakers on both ends, man. Second gen takes the early lead. They have the ball and try to go up 2 scores. They are in the red zone, but then an interception by Express, and Express takes it to the house, man. Express takes the 14-13 lead That's a bad way to end the half, Jim.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, Giant, last week, Kenny, like I said, he's putting up points. Like you mentioned, is the Brett Favre, you know what I mean? He's scoring. But he had 2 interceptions last week in that NPI game. The difference here, Express ends up with points on the interception. They take it to the house on here. They had a chance to go up 2 scores, you know. Instead, they're down 1 at the half. And big part was towards that interception, you know, because last week, the week before, NPI had 2 on this quarterback, but they couldn't put up the points, you know. But here, the interception backfires here, and Express go up by 1 at half. Still anyone's game at this point.
I don't know if we could call Kenny. Are we allowed to call him a gunslinger, or is it against the law or something, man? The guy definitely plays the ball. Definitely got talent, man, but when you make big mistakes like this, especially at the end of a half, man, it totally gets rid of the energy and momentum out of your team, man. Let's move along to the second half. Second gen, regain the lead again. Kenny connects for his 3rd touchdown. 11 touchdowns on the season. Second gen up 20-14. Then a big stop by second gen. They force a punt, but then a safety. Magic Man with the sack makes it 20-16, and Express gets the ball, man. So, I mean, I don't know what happens with the sack, man. You can't be letting these sacks happen, man. And to get a safety for it, man, too, that's bad news, Flanny.
Well, here again, man. Second gen takes the lead, you know, and they have the ball again to try to go up 2 scores. And what happens? Express defense bails them out again. This time it's not an interception, but it's just as good. It's a safety. 2 points for the Express, and they get the ball. You know, they get the ball, make this, I believe, a 4-point game at this point. Yeah, it was huge, man. It was huge. Now, I was surprised, man, because I thought second gen defense was going to be the factor in this game. We both predicted second gen to win this, but instead, it's the Express defense, both halves, that come out big on here, and, you know, that was a key point here in the game. Momentum definitely shifted at this point, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is basically Express. They're putting on the game-winning scoring drive. Hollywood with another rushing touchdown. He's got 3 on the season, man. So Cam Hollywood Newton over there on Express, man. Questionable if he got in or not. The flag grab close to the end zone. The TD stands. We don't have replay. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay, man? And second gen has a last chance to try and win, but not a miracle here. Time runs out, and Express wins 22-20, the final. Fantastic game, man. Not much more you could ask for, man. You know, you said it yourself, that safety, man, that Express got, man. I mean, that was huge, man. Shifted the momentum, went right back there. Express brought it, you know, they brought it into the end zone, man. That was all she wrote, man.
Yeah. And it's those 2 points, that safety, Giant. 22-20 is the final. They win by that safety. So Magic Man, came out, like I said, got that big safety. Hollywood scores the touchdown, big rushing touchdown. Yeah, it was close to the end zone there. To me, it looked like he did get it. Cole stands as a touchdown. But second gen shouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. Like I said, they had chances to put this game away. They failed to do so. One key thing, though, here in the matchup, Eddie for the second gen was not there in this game, and I know he's a big part in that offense, even though Ramon played fantastic, man. Had multiple touchdowns in this one, but I think missing Eddie on there could have added more on the offense, but Express remained perfect, Giant. They're still undefeated since the summer on here. Can anybody beat these guys?
It doesn't look like it at this point, man. These guys are fighters, man. And we'll go into the predictions on week number 4, man. We got Express versus the Revolution. I mean, there's not much competition over here, man. I think Express has this. I don't know how anybody else can see it. What do you think?
You know what? Yeah, but this could be a very well trap game here for Express, man. They're just coming off a big win against Second Gen. You know what I mean? At this point, they're feeling real good. I know Express took that win in last week, but they can't sleep on this week, man. This NPI team that they that came off last week was that game could have went either way. Like I said, it was a miracle. They're playing Revolution on here, and if McLaughlin, if the defense on here, you know what I mean, if they could keep him on the field, put up the points, this one could be, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Revolution came in and got one under here and beat Express. It could very well happen, but they, like I said, better decision making than last week. Hopefully, they figure that out. But don't sleep on Revolution this week, man. That's all I'm saying.
All right. And our second game, we got NPI versus the Punishers, man. So Punishers, they had a bye week last week, man. I don't know. Maybe they're still asleep, man. MPI came up. They're fired up, man. They got a killer win, man. Even though it was on a Hail Mary, bro, I think they're going to take that fire right into week number 4 and take down the Punishers, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And NPI's got to be feeling real good. That win helped, coming off a win from last week. While Punishers had the bye, sometimes bye hurts or they help improve you. So we'll see how it turns out for them. Punishers always get off to a good start, but then fall apart. I like the quarterback NPI. They brought on a new look this past week, and I gotta agree with you, Giant. I'm taking NPI as well in this one, but I think it's gonna be close, a lot closer than the experts think.
All right, man. So we're gonna move on, guys. That's all we got for West Rock over here. So we got the games tonight, man. Now we're gonna move on to ACFL South week number 3, man. Unfortunately, for the first game we got, there is no film on this one, but the six, 1-1 versus the Wolverines, 0-2, 14-13 is the final, man. What was there to record in this game? Looks like a low-energy game by two low-energy teams. Wolverines are absolutely pathetic, and shame on the Six for not blowing them out. Flanny, I don't know how much more I could talk about this game.
Look, listen, man. Another Wolverines game, another close one here, but it's another loss. And, yes, they only lost by 1 here, but they can't get a win, man, and can't win in this league, So,
guys, there's no participation trophies over here. You play to win the game. That's what you need to do.
No, you're right. And now I didn't get a chance to capture this one. The reason for that, the first game started a bit late on there. Plus, it went to double overtime. So by the time this was game 3, it was past 12 and everything. And then, you got to factor in the ride and stuff. So that was the reason. It wasn't because I didn't want to capture the Wolverines, you know what I mean, or thought it was going to be a blowout. It was the time factor more, but I heard there's a lot of quarterback controversy on this Wolverines team, and they're 0-3 right now. And like I said, if they went 0-3, which they did, it doesn't get easier for them in the upcoming weeks. So, while for the Six they needed this win, man. After winning 2 points last week.
DQ or something like that, man. That would be absolutely ridiculous, man. We'll move along to the next game, guys. The Jokers, Morris Jokers or Morris County Jokers versus the Warriors, 1-1 and 1-1. Jokers easily win 26-6. Warriors with the ball in the second half, they try and make this a 1-possession game, but get shut out the second half. They're unable to convert. Jokers win this one easily. They improve to 2-1. Not much convincing from me, guys. The Jokers are no longer the Jokers. They are absolutely legit, man. So shout out to the Jokers, man. I think they're going to be a force to reckon with here in the Spring League, Flanny.
Yeah, and listen, man, I loved this team the week before, and I think they just get better as the weeks go by. This week, if you check out the film there between the Jokers and Warriors, if you're not convinced, man, I don't know what will. And listen, on here, the Jokers scored 4 touchdowns in this one, Giant. Yeah. Big key player here, Vinny for the Jokers, had all 4 touchdown catches. This guy is unbelievable, man. The catches he made, and I'm talking about catches on double coverage, jump balls on here. He got them all. If the ball was in his vicinity, he was coming down with the ball. 4th downs on there. He's a big part to this offense, this Jokers offense. They got a lot of key players. This offense is going to be difficult to stop, Giant. And
shout out to Vinny Megatron Jr. catching the 4 touchdown passes in this game and thoroughly ass-whooping the Warriors, man. So I guess the Jokers were the ultimate Warriors in this particular game. Let's move along to the next one. 10-yard fight, 2-0 versus the All Madden, who historically has been a pretty good team, All Madden. This is Jim Flanagan's game of the week, and it goes to double overtime, as he just described. Both score opening drives, 7-6 All Madden. Then XYF gets an INT to the house, and but gets a stop, but then they throw an interception that goes all the way back for a touchdown. 14-14 at the half, man. Very tight game at this point, Flanny.
Yeah, both offenses, like you said, come off with their opening drive scores, and then they both get picked off to the house, Old Madden throws a interception, ends up going the other way. Same thing with 10-yard fight. So we're all even on here, pretty evenly on both sides, defensively and offensively at this point. And, and it stays like this throughout most of the whole game, man.
All right, so we'll continue. 10-yard fight regains the lead, connects with a 2-point conversion. At this point, it's 22-14. All Madden comes back but cannot convert the 2-point conversion, so it's 22-20. 10-yard fight at this point. 10-yard fight responds right back. 28-28 point game at this point. Not much time late in the game. Regular time, All Madden gets the touchdown they need and the 2-point conversion to force overtime. What a game at this point, Flanny. I mean, it sounds very fun, and lots of things going on in this second half.
Yeah, and listen, man, there was a lot of times in this point I thought the game was over, and I felt 10-yard fight should have sealed it, but here comes Old Madden right back on there. They couldn't convert on the first one, but they get the touchdown with no time remaining, man. Seconds of the game. And not only that, they had to get the 2, which they did. So they convert on the 2. They force overtime. I didn't think it was going to go overtime here, but it does. And just epic battle, man, up to this point.
Yeah, and so we'll go. Both teams score in the overtime, but they can't convert on the extra point, so now it's double overtime. All Madden scores, but an interception on the conversion. So 10-yard fight scores and gets the extra point to win. What a way to end it, man! Congrats to 10-yard fight, man. 3-0. Are they the real deal? Too early for me to say. They didn't win convincingly enough against an All Madden 1-1 team. Flanny, what do you think, man?
Yeah, 41-40 was the final here. A lot of points, a lot of scoring, double overtime to finally end this one. I got to give shout out to my man Al on the 10-yard fight. I told him I was going to give him a shout out here. If there was a guy that was a key factor here that won the game for 10-yard fight, this was the man. Not only did he have touchdowns during the regulation time, but he came out big when they needed, and that was in the overtime. Not just 1, 2, I'm talking about 4 plays. he made a key stop on the conversion. There was an extra point conversion. Madden was looking to win. He made a diving tag right before the end zone. Then he got the interception on the other conversion. And he's the man that gets the touchdown for a 10-yard fight and the extra point to win the game, man. So big ups to him. Out with a freaking monster game on here to win this one 41-40. One thing, though, factor in this game, man, for this All Madden team, like I said, this game started late. The reason for that, All Madden's players did not come on time for this game. They had to start late. And as a result, what happens when you're late like that, the kickoff for 10-yard fight got the kickoff for both halves because of this. You know, they got penalized on there for showing up late, and I thought that hurt the All Madden team because here, look, listen, if you're giving the other team the ball both halves on there in a game like this where each possession counts, had they had that extra possession, maybe this game doesn't go to overtime, but it does. Plus, All Madden didn't have their quarterback, man. You know, even though the guy stepped in this game, did a phenomenal job. They got an extra receiver though in Ray. They got an extra lineman as well. So they had key players there. But the problem is, Giant, this All Madden team each week is like a whole new lineup. You know, and you mix lineups like this, it's very difficult. And I think that does hurt a team, especially this All Madden team that started off 1-0, have now dropped 2 games in a row at 1-2. They got to get the rosters, man. They got to get these guys to show up and not mix up the lineups each week because it's not going to work.
Yeah, it absolutely isn't going to work, man. You said it, bro. This continuity that does not exist over there. It sounds like everything is chaotic right now for you All Madden team. You know, some of these games are close, man, but close ain't going to win it, man. So hopefully they get some continuity there with some of the other players. We got the predictions for week number 4. Jokers 2-1 versus 10-yard fight. This is the highlighted game of the week, man. And they're probably featured as the first game of the day. And Jokers are absolutely red hot. 10-yard fight. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to pick against the Jokers right now. Flanny, what about you?
Yeah, this should be a battle, man. This should be a battle. Definitely the top 2 teams right now in the ACFL Touch. I got to agree with that. It's got to be the game of the week. Now, I want to set something straight here on the show because some guys posted on the boards. I got some heated emails and messages on here regarding the 10-yard fight team, you know, that I called them out, that they were sloppy. Nowhere in the show where I mentioned that they're sloppy. What I meant is on here, I said it wasn't pretty, the way they were winning games. Here's the thing. They play the fundamental style of football, which is nothing wrong with that. But they play the fundamental style, which means, you know, they play the field position game. They play the conservative style on it. They don't make much mistakes, you know what I mean? And they get the win, you know what I mean? But the way it is, like I said, the 14-2 win, you know, how many games do you see as a 14-2 final? Not many, you know what I mean? So nothing wrong with the style, but I'm just saying it's boring. You know, to a lot of viewers on there, it is a boring style, but hey, it's working for them. It gets the job done. You know what I mean? They're playing that style, and right now they're 3-0. So obviously it works, and good job to Big G on there and the team in having a perfect season so far. But it's going to be a very difficult battle here against this Jokers team. Like I said, I think they're going up against the hottest quarterback right now, who's got a lot of weapons on there, man. I mean, this is like almost like Kurt Warner, Giant, back in the day with the Rams, man. He's going to throw the ball up, and you know, but it's not on turf, but it's still, man, you know.
Yeah, it's not only that, man, but based on what you said, I mean, maybe they are playing sloppy, man. What are you going to do, dude? I mean, who's your coach? Rex Ryan? Come on, man. Come on, guys. I mean, take some chances. Do something like a Philly special or something like that, you know? That's what it takes sometimes, you know, get some of these blowouts and stuff like that. I get it. At the end of the day, you're going to win the game. I don't have much confidence in 10-yard fight to win this week, man. I'm picking the Jokers in this one. I don't care. Next game, we got the Warriors.
It's definitely a big matchup here. If 10-yard fight wins this game, they improve to 4-0, and not only that, but they'll have the head win
here. Yeah. So they would have
advantage. So even if they lose, like let's say 2 games after this, they'll still be ahead. You know. But on the other token, if Jokers win this game, they go to 3-1. 10-yard fight drops to 3-1, and now Jokers are the number 1 team.
They got the tiebreaker. Yeah, Jokers got the tiebreaker.
So this is a big key game here as far as standing wise, as far as that number 1 spot for the season.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Warriors 1-2 for the season versus the 6 2-1 over here. Look. The Warriors haven't done too much to impress me this season. The 6, I think, is going to take it, man. Not going to be too much of a high scoring game, man. Final score, I'm going to say 17-14, man.
Okay, all right. I'm going the other way, man. I'm taking the Warriors. It's an up and down team, man. They lose, they win, and they lost last week. I think they win this week. It's good to see they got their quarterback. You know, he played last week, the veteran quarterback that this team has, and now I understand why they won the week before against the Wolverines. I think the Warriors did a better job against the Wolverines than the 6 did as far as the scores go, and I think they come out on top here, man. I'm not convinced with the 6 yet. I did not see this past week, though, on their win, but I like the Warriors. They got a lot of key players on there, and I think they go 500 here after this week. And this is the midpoint of the season, Giant. This is the week 4. There's 8 weeks in the regular season. But I like the Warriors. I think they have much better, more playmakers on that team, and get the win here against the 6.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
20 is better than 6, Giant. I think. I think that's how many guys they got in the Warriors. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. All right, and we got to our final prediction over here. All Madden 1-2 versus Wolverines 0-3. There is no indication whatsoever that the Wolverines have given anybody in the league any indication that they are going to improve at all, man. All Madden has this easily 28-7 the final. What do you got on this, Flanny?
Yeah, I'm surprised here that we're even that this game right here is the bottom 2 teams in the standings. Wolverines going 0-3. All Madden losing their last 2 games on here. Both of these teams, if I predicted early in the season, I would put them on top, 1-2. Here they are at 5-6. And, but All Madden, like I said, showing up, the lineups is an issue. If that happens, maybe Wolverines squeak one out here, man. Who knows? I mean, you're coming out close every time. Eventually, you're going to win one, right?
Sure.
But I don't know if it's this week. I still go All Madden. They should have won the game last week. Unfortunately, they did not. And I think they rebound here this week against the Wolverines.
All right, man. That's all we got on our plate, man. You got anything else on your plate, Flanny?
No. Just like I said, we'll continue to capture these games. I got a lot of game footage and stuff. Stats, as always, for that indoor. Keep getting good feedbacks on that. And, we'll bring you guys the highlights. And after this week, Giant, it's the midway point here. So we'll have a clear, much better picture here of where these teams stand, man.
All right, guys, make sure you continue to check us out, www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant918, signing out. Have a good night, everybody.